I'm short right now. Nervous, I never know where I'm at. If I'm center. 2, 1. 4 time with Myriad. You got Coach Jared here and
Coach Marta.
Awesome. Today we are going to be talking about a timely topic for us because we're in the middle of doing assessments right now for the level method. And one thing that continues to come out of this that we want to share and talk about and really kind of push for 2025 is the difference between a product that we offer of skill sessions versus
personal training.
Versus kind of the hybrid model.
Hybrid, yeah.
Which we may not get there. But we're going to be talking about skill sessions and personal training and what that means and then what the difference of those are and what all that is. So I'll let you kick it off. What is a skill session here at Myriad?
Yeah, so I imagine that many people watching this have maybe not heard that phrase before.
Correct.
Skill session is more like a one-off or maybe 2 or 3 off sessions with a coach. So one coach is you and that individual. They're usually 45 or 60 minutes, depending on what's needed and what you want, where you're working on a specific skill. So if you were in class, let's say you're doing your assessments right now. Today we're doing our rings assessments.
Yes.
And that can be a tricky one for people because it's really technical. And you're like, why can I not get a ring dip? I feel like I've been working on this forever and I'm making no progress.
Totally.
A lot of times you probably need a little bit of additional help just outside of what you're getting in class and probably some extra help just outside of the every so often that it comes up in classes. So you could book a session with a coach that you really connect with and do a couple of sessions on how to get closer to a ring dip. They might suggest different exercises that you can do on your own outside of that, and they're going to watch you do it so they can give you more direct feedback on maybe what needs to be changed, what needs to be worked on, etc. Talk through it some more.
Yeah, whereas personal training, and this is like general public, 99% of the people, including myself, hear the term personal training and they automatically assume that it has to be 2 or 3 sessions per week with the same coach, one-on-one, in perpetuity for the next 90 years, and that's not the case, right? Personal training tends to be, 1 to 3 sessions per week for a specific amount of time with a specific coach over time. With a skill session, what's cool about that is you can just have a specific goal in mind for the idea. I share a quick little anecdote. We just had a client who was doing the flexibility test at the wall and was using the barbell, but couldn't get the barbell brace correctly. And after about 5 to 7 minutes of working with that individual, I was able to unlock a couple different pieces that just were not known to that individual. And by the end of the 7 minutes, they're like, "Oh my gosh, that feels amazing. Can I get this kind of one-on-one attention more often? Like, how do I do one-on-ones? How do I do a skill session per se?" And I was like, great question. Yeah. And that's where we are pushing for the 2025, where it's like, it expedites your ability to learn, I think, tenfold. And I'm making up that stat of tenfold, but it is going to help you. And that goes to anything in life, right? Like, you're going to have a coach. You should have a coach as many facets of life as you possibly can. Granted, obviously, like, cost comes into play, timing comes into play with that as well, other goals in life and activities or responsibilities. But like, we are here as coaches for that. So if you have a specific goal that you want to achieve with a specific assessment or just a specific exercise in general, it can be a skill session, 1 to 3 sessions, 1 to 5 sessions. And that coach is going to individually program for you based on what that goal is.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a tutor, in school.
Love that.
Like, if math, I was not good at math, so like having someone
you say that all the time, and I think you're fantastic at math.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't get tutoring in math, but let's say I did. Yes. That's why people hire tutors, right? Totally. Because you have a specific school subject that is more challenging for you, and that person's just there to help you figure it out for yourself.
Yes.
Which is exactly what a coach can do for you at the gym.
100%. And the biggest point for us is it can be 1 to 5 sessions. It doesn't have to be an ongoing forever.
Yeah, there's like no commitment
plan.
To it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We also have 10 packs that we sell for personal training as well, which is you can use for the skill sessions too. So what does that look like? So we talked about skill sessions. We talked about personal training, skill sessions like the one-off, personal trainings, the in perpetuity for a long time. And then you have kind of like a hybrid type piece to that. What does that mean when you hear the word hybrid or hybrid membership?
That's someone who's taking advantage of both or like multiple of those things. So we do have people who are just personal training clients. They just want to do personal training. That's their preference for fitness. But we have quite a number of individuals, you and myself included,
Absolutely.
who are members. So we attend regular CrossFit classes, but then we also, in addition to that, have regular personal training sessions with a coach.
Yep.
In between. So we're doing both of those things in combination. And, you know, there's members who do personal training twice a week, and then they're doing CrossFit classes 3 to 4 times a week. Or there's people like me who are doing it once a week, and then their CrossFit classes like 5 times a week. So there's a lot of variance in that, but you're just utilizing both services in conjunction with one another.
It took me about 14 years to unlock this gold mine of being coached by someone else. I had my own ego in my way in the sense of like, I've done fitness for 14 years. I don't need a coach. Last year, finally hired Richie to be my coach for fitness. And I've had back issues for the last 15, 20 years. And 2024 was the best year I've had in what I can remember probably in the last 10 years in the realm of me not hurting myself, me progressing. My fitness is finally at a place where I feel very comfortable, feel really good about it. Sure, I still have some setbacks here and there, but I attribute 95% of that to working with Richie once a week.
That's so awesome.
So to your point, like I work with Richie once a week for 45 minutes. He holds me accountable. He gives me a little bit of homework. He's there for my goals, knows what my goals are. He tells me what classes I should be identifying that week to go to and what I should be focusing on that week. And my 45-minute session with him is individually programmed. Like those movements are specific to me. And it's been an absolute blast working with him from that perspective. Yeah, and I think others, I just want to share that because others need to know that. And you have a similar story.
Yeah, mine started a little differently. I actually started working with Richie just in like skill sessions a couple years ago, because when I started doing CrossFit, the Olympic weightlifting movements they're hard, and I was really frustrated by them. Things often come easily to me, and those did not, and that was irritating. So I hired Richie just a couple of times to work on them, and then a couple of times became more frequent. And at some point last year, we were just meeting every other week, and I had very specific goals about improving my squats, specifically my overhead squats a lot. And I've had so much success in the last year working with Richie. I've really made big strides in my weightlifting that I've recently decided to start doing it every week because it's been really beneficial. And I will say the benefits that I've received from personal training, I think, are more than just getting better at the skills, like understanding the skills better. Along with that comes I'm getting stronger, but also like an improved confidence. For me, a lot of times those skills, I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not strong enough to do that. But having a coach there who has confidence in you and helps motivate you is really important and really helpful for certain individuals. So I think there's benefits that you don't even expect to receive.
Totally. I mean, he's unlocked a ton of accessory movements that I wasn't even aware of that are helping me that I can do at home now on my own. My flexibility is getting a lot better. I now have specific goals around like doing a splits because Richie wants me to
center splits?
Yeah, which I'm probably never gonna get there, but like I'm working on it, and eventually maybe kind of get close to it. So we'll see. And that's been tons of fun as well, just working with him. And Richie's not the only one that does personal training for us, right? Like Coach Blair does personal training, Coach Steven does personal training. All of our coaches essentially have availability to do personal training. Leslie does personal training, Holly does personal training, and they all have what I love about this, unique skill sets in what they're good at or better at in coaching and teaching. For example, like Jason Woodnick, like he works for USA Gymnastics. He was a collegiate level gymnast. Like guess who's pretty good at teaching gymnastics movements? Jason. So if you're interested, aka me, one of my goals is doing a back tuck. I've already talked to Jason.
You have a lot of goals.
I do. I have goal ADD. I've already talked to Jason, and Jason's like, I'm here for you. Let me know what, and like we'll start working on some sessions to start working on that back tuck.
Yeah.
So
Dan's another.
Sorry, Dan is phenomenal. Like
obviously just went to Worlds.
Yeah, talk about someone who knows a lot about something, aka weightlifting, clean and jerk and snatch, and also just like the body as a whole, the biometrics, biomechanical movements of so much. Like I see the weightlifters over there doing stuff, and I'm just like, what is that accessory movement? What is happening? And Dan's phenomenal at that as well.
Smart guy.
Wrap it up for us, or recap it for us. Where are we at?
Yeah, so we've got skill sessions, which are like generally a one-off session with a coach to work on a specific skill. Personal training sessions are there for folks who just want more one-on-one attention, kind of long term. And then also there's the option to still do that with your membership.
Totally.
And have those things work together. And none of that is a commitment either, right? So you don't have to have a contract for how long you're going to do personal training or skill sessions or hybrid. But they're really good options if you have goals that you want to work on and you want someone there along the way who knows what your journey is and can kind of help give you the right roadmap to get there.
Yeah, and just selfishly speaking, I would say the hybrid model is my favorite. And would encourage as many people to try that or go that route, because that weekly accountability of having a coach has been, I will say this, it's been life-changing for me in that sense. So Richie, thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks, Richie.
In that sense. And if you have questions, the call to action is info@myriadfit.com.
Yes.
If you want more information, if you want pricing, if you're interested in like what do these packages look like, if you're curious of like, well, I am interested in getting better at this movement, who should I go with?
Yes.
Any of those type of questions, anything and everything, find Marta, find myself, email info@myriadfit, and we'll get you connected and get you rock and rolling from there.
Yay.
Cool?
Yep.
Love it. Thank you all.
Thank you.